Sicilian defense, open, Pelikn and Sveshnikov, Chelyabinsk variation, 9, b7 10.bx f6 bx f6 11.c3 bg5. Balanced, neither player ever had an advantage. White really outplayed black in that one. Both players had an amazing opening. That was a well-fought middle game that white got the better of. Opening with the king's pawn controls the center and opens up the light-squared bishop and queen, often leading to sharp games. The Sicilian defense controls the d4 square with c-pawn. Nf3 develops the knight toward the center to prepare for a d4 pawn push, where the knight will recapture if black captures on d4. c6 helps control both the d4 square and the e5 square. d4 offers to trade a center pawn for the c5 pawn in exchange for more control of the center and quick development. Cx d4 gives black 2 central pawns versus 1 central pawn for white. Nx d4 recaptures the pawn and activates the knight in return for having 1 central pawn versus black's 2 central pawns. Nf6 develops the knight toward the center and attacks the undefended e4 pawn. c3 defends the e4 pawn and puts more pressure on the d5 square. e5 takes space in the center and immediately attacks the knight on d4. db5 gets the knight away from danger, and threatens the strong d6+. d6 stops the threat of d6+, supports the e5 pawn, and allows the light-squared bishop to develop. bg5 pins the knight on f6 and threatens c3 d5. a6 kicks the knight off of the active b5 square. na3 retreats the attacked knight. It will look for a new square on c2 after white plays c2 c3 or c2 c4. b5 gains space on the queen side and threatens to fork the knights with b5 b4. d5 places the knight on a center square and attacks the pinned f6 knight. b7 develops the bishop and prepares castling. bx f6 captures the knight, attacks the bishop and increases white's control over the d5 square. bx f6 captures the bishop without doubling the f-pawns and opens up the e7 square for black to use. c3 controls the d4 square and opens up the c2 square for the knight on a3. bg5 places the bishop on a diagonal where it controls some important central squares. This allows the knight to control more squares. This offers to exchange pieces of equal value. Master games. It is the last book move. This threatens to kick a bishop. It is best. Castling gets the king to a safer square, out of the center of the board, while also developing a rook. Castling kingside tends to be safer because the king is further from the center. It is good. That was a free pawn. It is best. This kicks an opposing knight. This threatens to win material. It is excellent. This develops a bishop off its starting square, getting it into the action. This prevents the opponent from being able to win material. It is good. This activates a bishop by developing it off of its starting square. It is excellent. After all captures, this is an equal trade. It is best. This ignores a better way to recapture a piece. This permits the opponent to win a tempo by threatening a rook. It is a mistake. This wins time by threatening a rook and forcing it to move away. This is the only move that works. It is a great move. Balanced, neither player ever had an advantage. White really outplayed black in that one. Both players had an amazing opening. That was a well-fought middle game that white got the better of. This activates a rook by developing it off of its starting square. This threatens to win a bishop. It is best. Balanced, neither player ever had an advantage. White really outplayed black in that one. Both players had an amazing opening. That was a well-fought middle game that white got the better of.